Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone had a nice lunch. I did, and I hope everyone's feeling energized. If not, I suggest take coffee because we are going to talk about quantum. So Quantum United, Photonic Encryption and Interconnect for quantum computing. So the need for secure communication has always been there, right from the medieval times. If you look at the technologies, there was a Caesar cipher. They just jumbled the word together, and that by we are encrypting the data. But for every technology that comes to encrypt the data, then there comes a counter solution that breaks them. If one can figure out Caesar cipher, they can solve that, and they can decrypt the data. Then the World War time came. People were using rotors, an analog machine to decrypt, to encrypt the data. But then again, US and the allied nations used ENIACs to decrypt them. So again, for every technology, there's a counter technology. Now we are in 21st century. So are we happy with our current state of the art encryption? Yes, because we have now very great algorithm that protects our data. But can it be broken? So enters the quantum computer. So quantum it has the potential to break today's encryption algorithm. That includes the algorithm that's protecting your data in finance, your medical records, government sensitive data, and even the trade secret. For example, from all the tech showcase presentations today, everything is at risk because quantum computer can break them. So what adversaries are doing is they are hacking and storing the data today, because they're hoping that in the coming years, quantum computer is going to decrypt them. So that's what a problem called HNDL, harvest now, decrypt later. That's a big problem. So what could be the solution? So if you now look again closely, how we are encrypting the data today, we are talking about algorithms, right? So the basic principle at the core is a mathematical function. So right now we are encrypting the data using a very hard math problem that today's supercomputers cannot solve, but quantum computers can do. So the solution could be design a new algorithm that's make quantum computer cannot solve. That could be one solution. That's good. On the other hand, what if we go away from mathematical algorithm and do a physical encryption utilizing quantum principles? So that's what the solution that we are targeting in Quantum United. So we are taking a stream of single photon, which is nothing but a quantum light. And this light is different from this beautiful room setting light. It's different from your lasers. These are the smallest unit of light particle. It's only one photon, not 0, not 2 at any given time. And because of that light particle characteristics governed by the principle of quantum mechanics, we can utilize is not alien to today's world. For example, how we are doing communication today, today's infrastructure. Are we not happy with our comfort? Like we are streaming 4K videos in the comfort of our home because we use broadband, right? So what is broadband? Broadband is nothing but a fiber optic cable that provides a channel to transmit the data through light. So the lights are already there today to transmit the data because lights are super fast. So the solution is we use quantum light that's going to be super fast, but at the same time that encrypts the data, that safeguards from quantum computing attacks. So our solution is significantly different from other competitors. So the core is the technology base. So ours is a nano material, which is completely different from others. And our nanomaterial can be synthesized in a cost-effective way and a much scalable way compared to any other technology. So we are lowering the cost of operation, but at the same time, we are not compromising the efficiency. We are, in fact, increasing them. We will have a higher rate of data, and the light emitted from our nanomaterial is, every light has a wavelength, right? The wavelength is compatible to today's telecom fiber optics. Because if you send a blue light through a fiber, it's going to lose after it travels for a few kilometers. It has to be a near infrared light. And our nanomaterial directly emits that light, so you don't need any conversion, thereby losing the efficiency. And our technology can operate at room temperature. But it's projected to grow in a rapid pace, because if you're following the news, people are already investing billions in quantum computer, which is going to make a reality in the coming years. So the demand is going to grow. And our target is to partner with the fiber network operators. And if you know anyone from New Mexico, please forward their contact to me. So we would like to partner with them to do a test bed, to transmit our quantum light through today's fiber optics. And we'll also strategically partner with current quantum cryptography adopters as well. And I have done some customer discovery calls, and I keep on hearing a resonating terminology, that is, if you can provide, the quantum is, for example, in today's world, is finding difficult to reach the market segment because someone needs to see that happening in the real world. For example, the quantum computers are only in a niche sector, only those with big pockets like IBM, Google, or other big companies with lots of money, only they can do that. So our strategy is to reach to overall market, including the customers. So for that, we will target a chip scale product. So that's not going to be our only technology, because it's based on a single photon light. We could utilize that to expand our product in the coming years. Since the light wavelength is compatible with the fiber optics, our first target would be, of course, the fiber optic channel. But then if you look at the other communication channel, they are widely diverse. There's a space, and then there are different nodes. There are data centers. And we have the plan for that. For example, random number generators could be used in everywhere. And then we are also exploring quantum as a service market, whereby we could package our quantum keys and send to the cloud for customers who need them. We could also have a specified product for government and defense sector, where we could add a signature that cannot be easily decrypted by anyone, including quantum computers. I have identified potential testbed collaborators across the US. There are several quantum communication testbeds, and especially when it comes to New Mexico, as we have heard this morning, we are very good in space communication. We would like to strategize a collaboration in the coming years, in addition to fiber optics. So the technology that we have developed at the lab, it has been there for more than 10 years. It was developing day and day. And it has now reached the timeline that we would like to commercialize the potential. I've started finding the use cases from last year, and now I'm doing customer discovery. And by the way, we have a great team at Los Alamos. We have had R&D 100 awards, whereby we protect the power grid utility infrastructure utilizing the quantum communication. How? For example, you'd be very shocked to know that, those who don't know, that today's utility infrastructure is utilizing smart substations. Everything is connected to internet. So if a cyber attack happens, the whole world goes dark. So we first, and also a leading photonics company who would like to partner with us in the product development stage. So the next step is to find the commercialization roadmap and get an anchor client. And through our LANL's Entrepreneur Fellowship, I'm now also assessing possibility of startup. So the interest for quantum has always been there, and I think, and I believe strongly that our quantum united solution is going to boost today's quantum utility era. On that note, I would like to thank you for your kind attention.
Great job, Vignesh. Question, in something of this, a technology of this nature, it seems like developing those partnerships with the government, non-dilutive funding sources, in addition to DoD, maybe there's probably Homeland Security and intelligence customers that are interested in supporting the development of this. I would think that's a key part of your story as you try to move this forward.
Yes. Yeah, that's a really valid point. I did have a call with the defense folks. So one of the limitation for any quantum network hardware to reach the market is the expensive, the cost factor. Because then it comes to cost versus benefit. What benefit we are giving compared to the cost. The quantum network is very expensive. The benefit is something relatable to the algorithm approach. So that's why our technology is going to change that paradigm.
I'm curious if there are any barriers to scale given the national security implications of this kind of technology. It's dual use.
I would like to follow how GPS followed in the early 50s, 60s. If you want, let's say if you give a money to develop GPS so that you can find a coffee shop through your through your car, no one is going to fund you. So we started by utilizing GPS to protect the defense and security, and then over the years it went to the commercial. So I will follow the same strategy.
Thank you. That's really cool to kind of see like what's being developed like here in our state. I think that's really exciting to see. Primarily, I'm curious about on one of the slides you had talked about your competitors, and as this is a growing space, so would you be able to add some color onto like how will the company protect itself against new market entrants, especially as this is a very growing field?
Yeah, that's a great question. So like I said, this technology that we are developing is very unique compared to any other competitors. So we have put more than 10 years effort in developing this technology. So we will have our own IP strategy, and even if someone follows the same thing, we will be already ahead.
How tough you want me to be? This is our second interaction.
Very tough question.
Okay, all right. Now, I asked all my tough questions in our first interaction, wonderfully presented, and this is definitely going to be a big challenge. HNDL is no joke, and post-quantum cryptography is going to be the driver just in a matter of 3 years from now. Having said that, how do you envision the transfer of information and data stream a little bit of song and dance to kind of protect that kind of encryption for the communication that is happening?
Yeah, that's a great question and a very relevant one and the need of the hour. And that's a holy grail for quantum sector. Now everyone can demonstrate quantum technology, but there is no solution to interconnect two quantum computers. And the good thing about our single photon source is that we can enable that communication. That's definitely in our roadmap that I did not show purposefully so that you can ask this question. Yeah. And for the post-quantum cryptography algorithm, yes, that's an approach. For example, let's look when our classical computer were invented. At that time, there was no algorithm. And then internet came, and then we developed algorithm. It went through several iterations. So now we do not have quantum computer, but we are now developing algorithm. So it's going to see more changes. So that's why even if you have post-quantum cryptography as a software approach to protect the data, you would need a physical encryption. That also resonated from my customer discovery calls. They like hardware approach to provide physical security.
But I'm glad that you added HNDL on your slide.
Yeah, that's only for you. Thank you.